Now that we've seen how WaveDeploy functions, let's look at some other usage examples. Let's look at selecting a standard tablet PC case study, another one described by one of our customers. Here, the customer was faced with the question: our hospital is about to equip 500 doctors and nurses with standard tablet PCs. The question that we are being asked is, how can those standard tablet PCs operate within the network, and which tablet PC should I actually choose? How will you do that? Well, the answer is simple. With WaveDeploy, each and every one of those devices that was considered was measured. The selection criteria was as follows. The target download speed or upload speed needs to be 30 megabits per second. And the minimum acceptable upload or download speed is 15 megabits per second. Said otherwise, if any one of those tablet PCs does not meet the 15 megabits per second upload or download speed anywhere in the facility, it should not be chosen. In this site assessment, the IT manager took 4 different devices on the cart with them as they conducted the assessment. A laptop, an HP 2740 laptop, an HP Mini tablet PC, a Toughbook tablet PC, and an iPad. And here are the results that they've seen. For the HP 2740, clearly you can see that the measurements are low. In WaveDeploy measurements, every time you see red, that means a low quality of experience, and green means a good quality of experience. So, for example, here at measurement point number 2, you can see that the measured throughput was to 18 megabits per second, as can be seen on the right side of the pop-up box. And here at measurement point number 3, the good put was 11.6 megabits per second, clearly below the desired service level agreement. Now let's compare that to the HP Mini. We see that the HP Mini does better, and its download speeds in most locations are good, as can be seen from the green colors, such as here, 29.9 megabits per second. But still, areas of concern do exist at the north end part of the facility. For example, here, where the measured download and upload speed was 10 megabits per second, below the minimum service level agreement. The next participant in the site assessment was the Toughbook. And here's what the Toughbook has measured. Similar results to what we've seen from the HP Mini. Again, most of the facility represents good measurement numbers, but there is an area of concern at the northeast corner. And finally, the iPad. We can see that the iPad has not met the required SLA anywhere in the facility. For example, here we measure only 11.288 megabits per second. What would have legacy site survey tools told us? Well, since they rely entirely on a dedicated NIC adapter cards to make measurements, they would have reported only power and fire rate, not the real upload or download speeds. In addition, reported results are not as seen by internal factory installed NIC card, but rather using the specific adapter that has to be purchased from those site survey companies. And finally, those legacy site survey devices or solutions would have been unable to distinguish between the various clients, since all of them use the same NIC or adapter card. Can WaveDeploy measure RSSI measurements? Yes, indeed, it can, using the real NIC card installed. For example, for the Toughbook, we measure RSSI values, and here we set the service level agreement to be a desired value of neg 45 dBm and a minimum acceptable value of neg 65. Here is what the HP Mini would have seen. And finally, here is what would have been seen by the HP 2740. Clearly, even those measurements, even though they are the real measurements conducted by the real devices, even those provide a false picture, as the 2740 would be doing just as well as the Toughbook or HP Mini if we would rely purely on the RSSI measurements. Even more illuminating is how the various tablet PCs handle voice, video, and data at the same time, as would be the case in real life. For example, With the Toughbook, this measurement point, which was almost 30 megabits per second in ideal conditions, drops to about 15 megabits per second, again seen on the right side of the pop-up box, 14.97 megabits per second when traffic is mixed and includes voice, data, and video. For the HP Mini, the quality drops to about 6 megabits per second from 30 megabits per second measured earlier. And for the HP 2740, we fall off a cliff to less than 1 megabits per second. So what do these results tell us? What can we do with this information, and what actions should we take? Clearly, there is a network problem at the northeast corner of the building. We can see that with the Toughbook that performed best of all. Even the best performing tablet PC has an issue at the north end part of the building. This causes poor performance across all tablet PCs used. This network problem needs to be addressed by adding an additional AP in this area. Also, what we've seen is the Toughbook and the HP Mini do better in this network environment. And finally, the Toughbook is best at handling mixed traffic as well as would be seen in real life. In summary, clients are the most problematic part of any wireless LAN. Choosing the right client, tablet PC in this case, is critical to making the wireless LAN useful to conduct business. The answers we get from WaveDeploy are: 1. They tell us where we need to add an AP to make the network ready. And 2, they tell us which tablet PC to choose for the best results to expect. Said otherwise, no other tool can provide these precise and actionable items.